Speaking of basketball and speaking of questions about basketball and speaking about whether all these pieces fit together, let's talk about the team in town.
Yeah, I mean, the Aztecs are rolling right now. I mean, they're looking really, really good. And, they got some big games coming up. So, I mean, Hacksaw, what do you think they're going to do in these final great games in the regular season?
Well, you picked the right phrase there, litmus test at New Mexico on Saturday. It's weird to be sitting here this late in the college season, John, with a 22-5 record and have questions about the makeup of the team. 22-5 should be pretty impressive. The fact that they've won every tough guy road game they've had to play, and they went into places early in the season, and they beat people that you said, well, that'd be a tough game. Well, they beat those people. And, I mean, with the win at Utah State was huge considering what the Aggies have become as a program. Mm-hmm. And obviously going to the Pit in Albuquerque this weekend, that's their final really big road game of the season. The big issue I have is they're 22-5, and I don't know who to trust. I mean, Brian Dutcher's record as head coach is 141 wins and 45 losses.
Wow.
That's a spectacular career. He always figures it out. But I'll tell you what, I don't know that he's got this team figured out because you never know what you're getting from one game to the next. Are you going to get firepower from your three guards? Or are these guys going to go 3 for 21? Are the bigs going to show up and play every night? Or are we going to have some nights where Nathan Mensah has no points and few rebounds and a bunch of fouls? What do you get from Keyshawn Johnson, and which Jaden Ledee shows up on Tuesday? Is it compared different to Thursday? Will he play like that on Saturday? And then the guys off the bench, there's no doubt that there's grit and there's toughness with A.J. Arup and some of these other guys that come off the bench. The three-point shooters are streaky. Adam Seco, is he going to hit threes? Is he going to give us a 6 for 6 off the bench like he did one night a couple weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Or is he going to give us 1 for 6 off the bench and you can't trust him? They're 22-5, and yet, I'm sorry, you got all these questions out here that we don't have any answers for as they go to New Mexico.
Yeah, but see, they've got the depth. And, in the last game against Colorado State, Nico Medved made a comment about that, how their bench could probably start for most other teams in the Mountain West. Their bench outscored, I think, the starters for Colorado State in the first half. So if the starters, if Darian Trammell is maybe a little ice cold, which he has been over the last month or so, well, yeah, and you get Jaden Ledee putting up a double-double, So that's the beauty of what Dutcher has done. He's recruited enough talent, and these guys, unlike the NBA, are not independent contractors. They're buying into the team concept. And so he just plays the hot hand, and he's been able to find the right recipe for success. And they win ugly in Fresno, and then they'll win big, in other games. So it's a fascinating team. I think they're well-equipped to go deep in March.
They got numbers, and hopefully you hit the right button on a certain night. If some other guy's not doing it, the number pops up with the right guy that gives you points, gives you rebounds, gives you defense coming off the bench. If they beat New Mexico and Albuquerque, they're going to run the table. I think they're going to roar through the Mountain West Conference tournament in Vegas. The thing that's different in Vegas is no home court advantage. It might be a lot more San Diego State fans than anybody's fans up there. So they should move there. However, all that being said, when we get to March Madness, I'm sorry, you're not playing the Air Force Academy or Wyoming anymore once March Madness starts. You start playing some real legitimate teams. And depending where their seeding falls, I sure hope it's not one and done, because the guy that is 141-45 as a head coach is 0-3 in March Madness, which to me just boggles my mind. How is that possible? So, well, apologies in advance to Aztec fan. They're 22-5, and I got legitimate concerns about whether they're a complete team. We saw them kill Nevada, Las Vegas 2 weeks ago. I've never seen a first half that was a composite complete game. Geez, I wish they could bottle that and then use it going towards March Madness, because they're going to need to have that when they start playing real people.
Yeah, I mean, this team, I think, is just loaded. And if Dutcher could figure out the right chemistry on the right night, he's going to be in great shape. But I was watching the game last night. It was New Mexico was in Boise, and that was a really fascinating game. I'm rooting for the Lobos because I wanted Boise to lose, because that would have been good for the Aztecs. But that Lobos team, man, they are fast and they are aggressive on offense. So the Aztec defense has got to play tough in the pit. That's a tough assignment. And then the next game will be on the road in Boise, and that is going to be very difficult as well. So for the Aztecs to run the table, I mean, it's going to require all the grit and determination every one of those players and coaches have.
And Richard Pitino has done a great job at Alburquerque fixing a bad situation, and he's done it with Mashburn and some of these other guys who have transferred in. Okay,